Welcome in to Patriots Today by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, we have the latest Patriots news and rumors as we'll be talking about DeAndre Hopkins. Also, an update on Mac Jones and the Patriots offense under new offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien. We'll get to all of that and more coming up in a matter of moments. Before we do, I am pleased to report, folks, that you guys came through. We passed up the Commanders report, but we are still in a neck-and-neck race to get to 3,000 subscribers. The work is not done, folks. We still are in the midst of a battle to beat the Commanders report to that 3,000 subscriber mark. Now, besides just beating the Commanders report, you may be asking yourself, why should I subscribe to the channel? Well, we're doing these news and rumors segments throughout the week. And the more we grow, the more content we can bring you. We could possibly do some live shows in the future, maybe some watch parties on game days, all dependent on you guys. If we turn this thing into a monster or not. So, it's up to you guys. Subscribe to the channel for free. YouTube.com/Patriots Today. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Let's get to 3,000 subscribers and begin today's show. DeAndre Hopkins to New England. According to the Arizona Cardinals wide receiver, he says the Patriots are definitely involved in trade rumors. Now let me stop you right there for a second here, folks. Before somebody accuses me of straight up just making up rumors, this is straight from DeAndre Hopkins. He said it himself, okay? I don't want to hear any of that in the comments today. Let's be very clear. DeAndre Hopkins said it himself. With that, here's exactly what he said. I would definitely say the Patriots were one of the teams. Obviously, I'd say the Bills were one of those teams that I've heard. Now, he said that, but let me say where the Patriots are at in all this. They don't have the money for that type of trade at this point in time. With the salary that DeAndre Hopkins commands, upwards of $19 million, that just doesn't work for where the Patriots are at. But if he is released, then it's a no-brainer for New England, who we've heard wants to upgrade the receiving core with where this team is at. That we've said many times, they have plenty of good receivers, but they're still looking for a great receiver, and DeAndre Hopkins could be that fit potentially. Here's what you need to know on this situation. The Cardinals cutting Hopkins is a possibility. The talk of moving on and just cutting him loose has gained a lot of steam over the last couple of days, momentum, as we told you on Friday. And one sticking point to all of that is that Hopkins' 2023 salary of $19.45 million isn't guaranteed. You have a Cardinals team that is rebuilding. Kyler Murray's going to miss most of this next year. They want to put themselves in position to get one of those top picks in next year's draft. Doesn't DeAndre Hopkins kind of hurt your cause of trying to lose football games if he's there? And with that, as Albert Breer reported at the end of last week, no teams have shown any interest in a trade right now of getting a deal done. We've heard the flirting, like you heard from DeAndre Hopkins from New England or Buffalo, some others, but nobody said, yeah, we're going to get this deal done at this point of wanting to just fully take on his near $20 million salary. So that's where things stand. Should the Patriots add DeAndre Hopkins? Should they bring him in and get a deal done if he is released, or go ahead and make a trade of sorts? What do you think? Tell me in the comment section. Y for yes, in for no. If the Patriots should add DeAndre Hopkins or not. This is our pinned comment today. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. Get your votes in. Y for yes, in for no. So a new report is out that New England Patriots quarterback Mac Jones is energized by the hiring of offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien, kind of like the Energizer Bunny out there. He's a new Mac Jones of sorts, or maybe even an old Mac Jones from when we saw his rookie year when he had a standout season there. That Mac Jones is looking to turn the page on what we saw from last season. Here's more from Mike Girardi, a tweet that he said within the last couple of days. Continued positive reviews from teammates, coaches who have been around Mac Jones the longest. Confident, leading like we know he can. Ready to remind you, the media and the fans, why he was a playoff quarterback in year one. Energized by the change in Bill O'Brien as offensive coordinator. All those things are good to hear, but let's see if Mac Jones can actually put it all together. These statistics. This is what we're talking about of Mac Jones, of where he was at, and then what happened this past season. 67% completion percentage, near 68 in 2021, with 3,800 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. Very good rookie campaign for Mac Jones. But last year was a bad sophomore slump with the 65% completion percentage, less than 3,000 yards. He did get hurt, played in 14 games, 14 touchdowns, 11 picks. And as I've said many, many times before, I don't fully blame Mac Jones. I expect Mac Jones to play better in 2023. I mean, let's start out just with the idea that Matt Patricia isn't calling the plays anymore, and that you're going with Bill O'Brien, a real offensive coordinator who has a great track record and who's worked with Mac before. To me, that feels like a good fit. I think it will work. More on the situation here in just a moment. Before we do, folks, I want you to share this video. I want to get this vid out to as many Patriot fans as possible so they can be a part of what we're doing here on the channel. So here's the favor I ask of you on today's show. Click the share button, select the Twitter icon, click post to Twitter. If you tag me on Twitter at Tyler Jones Live, I'm going to retweet you. In the first 10 people that share today's show and follow me on Twitter, I'm going to follow you back on Twitter as well because I'm that type of guy. So help me help you. Share today's show, tag me on Twitter, follow me, and I will retweet and share the show and certainly help on that front. Appreciate you guys and all you do for supporting us here on Patriots Today. So, what is Bill O'Brien's offense going to look like in 2023 with Mac Jones and company leading the way? Well, one thing I think that you're going to see is you're going to look at the quarterback position. The QB is going to start on the vertical reads. What can he do on the vertical reads, and then where the play develops from there? That's kind of how the offense starts from the quarterback position. It's also been known, Bill O'Brien's offenses over the years, whether it was Alabama, the Houston Texans, Penn State, or even previously in New England, is a QB-friendly offense that plays to your quarterback strengths, which is what you should expect out of your offense. That's what you want it to be, is to get the most out of the quarterback, to make it as simple and easy for him as possible. And so that's good news for Mac Jones there as far as that goes. You're going to see switch releases and bunch formations at times where you're going to see guys paired up. And we know that Belichick, traditionally speaking, has loved to use multiple tight ends. I think that kind of goes with what we're talking about here, where you could see multiple tight end sets and see those bunch formations at times work to that way. One thing that will be different from what Bill O'Brien will do, as opposed to what we've seen previously, this past year under Matt Patricia and everything, is that Bill O'Brien has a big emphasis on the RPOs, the spread elements, more motion. The RPOs have taken off in the high school, in college levels. You can't watch a college football game anymore without seeing some RPOs of some sorts. The Patriots, as of late, haven't really dabbled much in the RPO schemes. That's not something they've done a whole lot of. I think you're going to see an increased emphasis in the RPO offense with what Bill O'Brien wants to do in spreading those guys out, motion, a lot of that pre-snap stuff. And then the run game. I know that the Patriots have been pretty good at lining up when it comes to single back and I formation sets, but Bill O'Brien, his offense is going to look at using a lot of gun, run-heavy concepts where you'll see that quarterback and running back there together, doing those shotgun runs and kind of spread things out that way. Also makes it tougher to read if it's going to be a pass or run in that way. So those are some of the elements there of what to expect from Bill O'Brien's offense here with Mac Jones. One more note before we wrap up here on today's show. The NFL has approved a rule change that could be good news for undrafted free agent Malik Cunningham, who the Patriots brought in from Louisville. And I think all of us, let's be honest here, are kind of rooting for Malik Cunningham, right? You would prefer him get the nod over Trace McSorley. And here is one thing that could be helping Malik Cunningham's cause. Listen to this. The NFL owners approved a proposal to allow a team to designate an emergency third QB on game days. the QB must be on the team's 53-man roster to be eligible. So essentially what's going to happen is that you are going to have teams carry their 2 active quarterbacks on game days, right? And then a third quarterback would be available if those 2 quarterbacks were to go down and can't return to the game. Remember what we saw in the NFC Championship last year where Brock Purdy went down, they brought in Josh Johnson. Johnson gets hurt, and Brock Purdy came in just to hand the football off and couldn't pass the ball at all. Well, Malik Cunningham, who is very athletic and we're all kind of hoping for, can find a way on this roster. Now with this rule change, that makes it more enticing potentially to keep Malik Cunningham around, the fact that he won't count against the game day roster potentially. So we'll see. What's your confidence level in the Pats offense under Bill O'Brien and Mac Jones and company heading into 2023? Scale it for me in the comment section 1 through 10 and let me know what you think. Hit me up on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Tyler Jones Live. You can find me there, and I'll see you next time here on Patriots Today.